It is important to have a good relationship between students and teachers, and here are some people that we asked about their thoughts on it.
Hi, my name is Manager Buluban, and this is
Jimmy Phillips Jr.
we're conducting an interview today with Jimmy. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jimmy.
I'm a varsity football player, all-state safety, varsity basketball, and varsity track, and I am in the 11th grade.
Okay. Today we're talking about the relationships between teachers, coaches, and students. And the first question we have today for Jimmy is, okay, so tell us what happens when you don't have a good relationship with your coaches, or something like that, your teachers.
If you don't have a good relationship, every day you're dread. You're ready. Be ready to leave the class or be ready to leave them. Period. You just won't have a good time.
What would you do better than some of the coaches you have a bad relationship with, like to make it better? If you were in their position.
Reach out more and try to talk to the person, or even just try to know about the person, and just watch how they work and just find everything about them.
Does it affect the way you play? Your relationships?
Yes. Yes, it will.
How?
Because let's say if you don't be around them, they trying to coach you up. You don't want to listen to them because you don't know them. And if you do, you want to listen to their advice because they been with you for 24/7, really.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Manager Buluban, and this is
McKenna Rose.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself at Poti. What you're doing.
I'm a varsity head cheerleader, and I play soccer, and I'm a senior at Poti.
Okay, today we're conducting an interview about the relationship between students, teachers, and coaches here at Poti. And first question we have for you is, how does the relationship between you and your teachers affect how you learn, your grades, stuff like that?
I believe that if there's a bad relationship between a teacher and student, then students are less apt to learn. They're not as eager to learn. It's not as comfortable. Whereas if there's a positive relationship or a good relationship, students are willing to learn, and it's more comfortable, like the environment, so to speak.
And how important is that relationship to you?
I think it's important to me. It definitely makes learning easier. It makes taking everything in easier. It's more, you're comfortable going to them with questions, all that type of stuff.
And is there any negatives of this? Like anything you don't like about a relationship or something that's happened?
Like, have I had a bad relationship with a teacher?
Yeah.
I've had some bad relationships with teacher. It's mainly, I don't look forward to going to the class, that type of thing. But I mean, in the end, you still have to learn the material and take tests over it. So, why not make the best of it? Why not make a good relationship out of it?
And is this any different for your coaches while you're in soccer, or is it the same as with your teachers?
I think it's pretty much the same. A good relationship causes, a good outcome, whereas if there's negative, there's consequences sometimes, and you're less apt to standing for what you think and all that stuff. Whereas if there's a good relationship, it's easier to come to them with things. If there's a problem, it's easier to create a solution, that type of stuff.
Do you ever think that the student makes it hard for the teacher sometimes, to cooperate with them, or maybe vice versa, the teacher makes it hard for the student?
I could see that. Especially if there's a positive relationship, students sometimes will neglect their relationship, use it to their advantage. But that's sort of where I would draw the line. You're not supposed to pry teachers into giving you a good grade just because you have a good relationship, I think that there's definitely a point to where, the relationship is unhealthy or something like that. But I think most relationships are good.
And if you were a teacher, how would you, make a good relationship with your students? Like, any techniques you'd use, any specifics?
What Mr. Castle does, he's on Twitter a lot. He's interactive, in social media with his students, and that helps create a bond between them. He sees what's going on in their lives outside of school, and I think that's really good because I know he's got a lot of good relationships with his students. So shout out to Mr. Castle for that. But yeah, definitely if they're more involved outside of school, and just letting students know that they care. That's a big thing for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is also important to understand how teachers feel and the way they can affect the relationship between them and their students.
Hi, my name is Madge, and this is.
My name is Mike Browning.
Tell us a little about yourself here at Poteet.
This is my 16th year here at Poteet High School and my 26th year of teaching overall.
Okay, we know you've coached here a little bit. You want to explain to us about that?
But I've coached for 20 years, so I haven't coached for 6 years now.
Okay. Explain to us the importance of a relationship between you and your students, or how does it affect the learning environment?
One of the first things you learn about being a teacher is that students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It sounds a little corny, but it is very true.
How important is it to you to have a good relationship?
Well, building relationships with students is probably one of the most important things as being a teacher, because you have to let the students know that you do care about them and that you are interested in them and their academics, not only academics, but also their extracurricular activities.
Was this any different for you when you were coaching, or do you?
I think even coaching is even more important, because so much more has to go in for that athlete to be successful. He's got to be totally committed, not only game time, but also practice. So building that relationship with that player is probably the most important thing.
Okay. Have you had any bad or really good experiences you'd like to share?
I've had lots of good experiences. I mean, I think one of my biggest assets as a teacher is building that relationship between me and the student. Now, obviously, there are times you have negative ones, and those out there know who you are. But those students, you really have to work hard to build a bond with them, because they will have a tendency to shut down on you and give up. But you got to continue to try to build that relationship and to let them know that you do care about them.
Okay. Now, what is something that without this, the relationship would completely fail? Something that you have to succeed in a relationship between you and your students.
Yeah, well, it's just something you have to continually work on, because, like I said, teaching's a job, but it's always great to be a teacher, because working with young students and working with young adults, that's probably the most fulfilling thing about teaching. Keeps you young.
Thank you.
All right.